Hey everybody, today we're in the game center. We have everything on and we are setting up our personal WACCA cab here. So we just got this in. It is not fully updated yet, but we've got the update dongle. We're going to put this on final offline and kind of give an overview of the cab and the game. I think it's a good time to do that, you know, now that support is ended and everything is kind of just open now. So, hey, we've got the cab here. We've got our update USB right here. I'm going to turn this on and we're going to update. So, we put this in and let it do its process. And while we're at it, I figured we'll do a look over the cab while it's doing its installation and, you know, kind of take a look at things. So, first off, I guess we'll start just the rest of the way unwrapped. We'll kind of look over, if you want, you can look over the internals, anything you have to say on the matter. Go for it.
I mean, for the internals, it's just, well, it's an all HX PCB. Not much to go there. It's got a nice beefy subwoofer at least, so you got the nice bass going when you play the game. Headphone jack, of course. WACCA Reverse marquee on this guy. Two frontward firing speakers in the corners of the marquee. Not a touch screen, but you've got touch pedals all around it. We will see them all lit up once the game gets installed.
I'm honestly surprised there aren't more like marquees and other parts and stuff coming up, you know, since the game dropped support. But
yeah,
no, cabinet availability really hasn't taken off or anything. I think a lot of places, what they told me was that they're looking, they want to see how the game will do offline
there we
before
go.
they start liquidating and selling them. I've also been told that there's fewer cabs in Japan than people think there are, maybe around 300 total, which, you know, might sound like a big number, but it's actually not. And especially since I've had at least 100 requests to get a WACCA, I think it's going to be kind of hard to get them out. The prices have actually been coming up. But yeah, so this is the normal alls install process. I don't know if I've ever shown it in any other previous videos, but like this is the official process. We're using the official data. We have our own dongle in there and whatnot. I think some cabs in the future may be coming with dongles now that, you know, the game's all done. Interesting thing on that, normally SEGA would reclaim those dongles. The red, the blue, and the yellow ones. Those get sent back to SEGA. The black ones are non-rental. You buy them.
Yeah.
The problem with these is that Marvelous is the one that bought them, and they choose whether to rent the dongles or not, which is why none of the cabs up until now have dongles. So, you know, fortunately we have a set, so we're gonna, you know, we'll be able to run this, you know, fully stocked. But anyway, so that's the official install process. We had this fired up and tested earlier, and we had some of these LEDs are out. So I'm just going to show a bit of the internals of the cab and whatnot, and kind of like we'll talk over some of the issues with that, because that's the number one, if not the only real problem with WACCA, is those LEDs burning out. They're shoddily made, and, you know, multiple people have made repros. And I think like I'll finish up this video. I'll come back once I've got some replacement LEDs. Some repro ones, we'll kind of look at that stuff. But yeah, so some other real little things while we're here. I always look at the point counters on the cabs we've got. This one has 65 on the play counter there. There's nothing in the point bucket, nothing really interesting else inside the cab to point out. So let's go ahead and get inside this here. Since these are the ones that we're going to have to look at anyway, we'll open up these. So on the side here, we just have, it's just two screws, and I think this just, I don't know, it's been a little while since I've opened these. I think these just pop off, and yeah. You get very quick access to the inside of this. So each of these panels has one LED controller and 5 sets of LEDs with, I think, what, like...
That's not an LED controller, if I recall correctly. That's the touch controller.
Oh, it's a touch controller, okay.
Because you can see that here's the LED line that goes to the next set of LEDs in the next panel.
Oh, my apologies on that, yeah.
Yeah, there's the cable that comes from the previous set of LEDs into this top panel. I'm trying to make sure I can get the camera. I can see this.
So the problem with these is that they're all in series.
Yeah, all of them.
Yes, all of them are in series all the way down. So if this one fails, everything after it just doesn't turn on. And you'll see that once we get this up, the problem that we have with that, which this is going to be...
the LEDs, if I recall correctly, start here, or here.
Yeah, they start at the top and work down,
They go all, and then they go all the way around the cabinet, and at the last one down here. So you got an LED that dies here, or stops outputting data, and nothing else works.
Yep, so same thing, like if this one dies, you get the entire ring out, because it starts right here and works clockwise. So ours stopped right about here. I believe it was this one that was out, and there's like one or two up here that are kind of fading.
It was either that one or part of this.
Yeah, I might take that. I'm going to take that one apart as well, just in case. And I'll take the bottom one off because we're going to move those bad ones to the end of the chain, so that you know, as many of them as possible work as we can. And I don't have my replacement LEDs on hand here. They're at the warehouse, so I need to remember to bring them back. And we'll do that replacement at the end of the video. And then open this bottom one. Actually,
so the bottom one's...
Oh, that's right. No, that's right. There's a very cool thing about that. I forgot this flips up. I'm trying to remember how. Do you remember how? Have you seen that?
If you needed to take off the that.
Yeah, we might have to take this off. But if I remember right, this whole thing like unlatches from below. I think it unlatches or something like that, and the whole ring flips up.
But, I don't think it flips up because we get. Well, we do see that there's actually handles right here. There's a handle right here.
At any rate,
and I see that this thing looks like it. Oh, actually, that's probably for installing the marquee.
Yeah, that's for installing the marquee. I wonder actually what this is for, because I've never seen any extra art.
Was that a smartphone holder or something?
Oh, that's right. No, yeah. So there is actually, and I think it's in the manual. Let's take a look at the manual because there is some interesting stuff in there. You're right. I remember seeing someone point out that there's a smartphone holder that you can attach there and put up above to capture video. So let's pull this out here.
Got our typical Halls manual, and then we got.
So there's a router kit manual. That's cute.
that's very cute.
Yeah, these don't always get left behind in cab, but they're neat when they do. So let's see if we can find that smartphone holder, as well as it'll have information on how to.
So the key chip and such.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so it looks like there is a top back panel. I've actually never opened that up. That might be worth taking a look inside. And I feel like that might also be how you reach to flip up the ring. So looks like the in-cab router is back there as well.
Yep, and you got to plug in there, do all your stuff with that.
Okay, but do we have anything about flipping it up, or?
We have to keep going. I don't know.
Yes, this might take a little while, but it is interesting.
I'm gonna flip it back to the screen, and we're still waiting to copy the rest of the game in.
Yep. It's what, around 25 gigs, I think it was?
Yeah, it's 25 or 30 gig. It's a long time, and it's also verifying it while it copies or whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
There's the coin mech.
Yeah, so that, let's see here. Yeah, the coin mech and the card reader are only accessible under this. It's actually kind of a pain.
Yeah,
but
got a whole bunch of screws.
Yeah, and we might have to get down there anyway. Because actually I think once you get that up, you can actually reach the...
Oh, hey.
That, so...
that's for
maybe it doesn't flip up. I might be crazy. It's just that once you get this off, it's very easy to reach that. That might have been more what it is. So it looks like to get that off, which screws are these? The two on the side there.
Oh, it looks like it's just two side screws, and then you lift it up.
Okay, yeah, maybe. And then, so there's, oh yeah, you're right, because there's the handle there. And then, let's see here. I don't know. I'm still looking for the money, which is, someone posted this in Discord earlier. They had seen in the manual it has the phone mount thing, and now, like, I'm super intrigued. I want to find that again. Because that's absolutely, that's what that is. Yeah, see, it's that right there, but that's all the cab specs for shipping. Oh no, that doesn't flip up, it just comes off.
Okay.
So
I think it's mostly that once you take this guy off,
yeah,
it just becomes a lot easier to work like underside.
And that might just be 2 screws.
Well, maybe it's just that people were taking the actual panels off. Like
Yeah, so
right
there's
here.
there's a good look at the internals. Saves me the trouble of taking it apart to show it. But let's see what else there. There's the assembly for each of the touch units. I actually have a spare set of touch units coming in just in case. But those usually don't fail. It's not really a big concern. So okay, I think we're getting close. This might be. This actually has a fairly comprehensive list of all the parts. Not all manuals do it.
Yeah.
You know, this
It just seems
complicated.
like
Yeah.
SEGA or like even SEGA affiliated companies like Marvelous
Yeah.
seem to just do it very well. They just list every single like subunit.
I'll have to look that up later about the camera thing, because someone posted it, and now I'm really curious. I'd like to, eventually I'm going to set this up to stream. So
Yeah.
anyway, this is close enough to starting up, so I'm going to go ahead and just take off these side screws. See if that's all it is. It might be just that, because like opening this just gets access to those 2, whereas I think taking this off may give us everything.
Do worry,
feels like it's clipped in up
and
here.
yep, finished install. It looks like it. Yep, there it goes. We gotta make sure we pull out the USB stick, else it's gonna throw an error.
If you don't pull out the USB stick on these SEGA games, it'll
Error.
yeah, it'll error and say remove the.
Oh yeah, we turned it up now. We can turn it up.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, they do have a nice physical knob for turning your volume down. And network, skip, and we didn't remove it fast enough. So yeah, USB memory, something. Install media, it's saying something.
Oh. Okay, so it feels like the bottom is loose here. I don't know if these top screws are also holding it in, maybe, but I don't get how you're supposed
If I
to
recall
reach that.
correctly, try lifting it straight up. Okay, I think it's actually running into something.
No, it's not. It's just it's this clip, but I don't think we can reach that clip because the clip's screwed in down here as well.
Oh, I see what you mean.
So, you know what? No, I know. This actually I think does have to come off because this is clipping in that there, so we need to take that off. Why don't we go ahead and restart that, and I'll go get my other driver.
All right, we will turn it off. Wait a few seconds. Turn it back on. And we should.
Also, hopefully you can hear us. We had this discussion before we started recording where everything in the game center is turned on right now. It is quite noisy in here, but I kind of wanted to use this video to also test and see if I'll be able to record videos easily while everything's on. Because almost certainly in the future, everything's going to be on more often and whatnot. So.
I'll show you. Make sure I'm getting you in the picture for taking apart screws.
Yay!
Or waiting for it to boot up.
Yeah, I'm almost certain once you get this off, like that clip is just holding this in and it'll just come right up. Did you want to talk about baud rates with the card reader at all?
Not really.
It's just a curious,
yeah.
curiously interesting little thing.
Yeah, well,
But-
I guess I could go over the fact that since this is a Japanese cap, and because these games, at least the newer ones, they I guess, got the reader certified for e-payment use. So there's this panel here, if I recall correctly, is not actually. This is a VFD display for showing the
for
payment details, like the supported payment products. Okay, so that one board actually came up this time.
Okay.
But you can see that we have another break down here.
So when we first turned the cab on, you can see that it's changing
yep,
as well.
Yeah, we can see that
it's starting to fail.
It failed.
The
it's
very
not
first
passing
time
data.
that we turned it on, it did come down to here, and then afterwards that went out. So what we're gonna do is that one there we'll take out, we'll move it down here. This one we'll take out and move it here, so that we hopefully have it working down to at least these last two. And then later on we'll replace it. There was some up there as well that we're having problems.
Yeah, we were noticing one of the, well, we can't see it up here right now. Actually, I can go do something. We can press test. We can go into our device test menu. Test of output machine. All lighting, we want rainbow. So we can see that this guy, this one right here, is starting to fail because it's flicker. It's kind of it's showing the wrong color. It's probably one of the LED components is starting to go.
And then you can see there it's just not processing data anymore.
Yeah, it's like, that one's probably bleed through from the next line, but yeah, it stops like right here. One of the LEDs on the strip is dead.
Okay, so we got this off. Let's take this panel apart. So yeah, this just slides down, comes right off.
Yep, and yep, there's our VFD.
So that's interesting. I knew about the baud rate thing, but I didn't realize why, and that makes sense.
It's
actually.
not. I think it's because they. Yeah. So, yeah. Fun fact: the reader, the newer cabs that watch out. There's a four.
There's some connectors. I know.
Yeah, there's 4 connectors at the bottom. Oh, actually, it looks like there's even more.
Oh, it's all underneath. Okay, that's convenient. So yeah, it looks like all the connectors for this are
so right here
under the control panel, easily accessible.
Yeah, right here.
That's super convenient. That makes this very easy to work on. So
yeah, you don't need to take out 3 different panels just to get your connectors off, so you can get your panel off. So
did I miss one? Oh no, it's just okay.
It's feeding the cable back there because it's hot. So yeah. And now that we're out from there, and it looks like that's just stuck on there. That might have moved over time.
This?
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Well, no, I think that's supposed to be that way. I don't know.
It might be.
It might be, because I don't think it, I don't know.
But yeah, you can see like there's the bottom 2 handles on this.
And yeah, so this would be, I think, for taking the entire thing off as one unit. Okay, so now that we've got these open, let's go underneath and grab this panel off. And I guess we're gonna have to take this one off as well too.
Yeah. Well,
but
yeah, we need to take it off because we know that this one is dead. Which is part of this panel.
So a little bit, I guess, about the life and that's cute. Actually bounced into the door.
There it is.
Talk a little bit about the life and death of WACCA, I guess. Stuff like just a lot of the community feels like they dropped the ball on really supporting the game where it was most appreciated.
Which would you say is? Where would you say that is?
That would be here in the US.
Yeah.
Because it was really popular, and I think even looking at like the play counts and the logs on the score tracking site, like a lot of it was from us, and they didn't do a good job of supporting our region. And I mean, I'll go as far as even to say they had slots in the data where they could put translations, and they just didn't. They set it up, they put the structure there, and then they didn't bother doing a full translation. And
this game was supported in the rest of Southeast Asia. So you had like Virtualand Next and such, and Virtualand in general had like cabs in. Where are they located again? Indonesia? I honestly don't remember, and I'm not gonna look it up right now.
Yeah, but whatever it is, in short, we feel like they dropped the ball with our region. And then one of the other real big pains in the ass, which I feel like this maybe had something to do more with SEGA and IME, because like again, so Marvelous is not SEGA.
All right.
but they're running on SEGA hardware.
I'm gonna go turn the cab off.
Okay.
You?
Well, let me make sure. So it's this one,
Yep.
this one. Okay, just those two. We'll get those two for now.
Okay. Since we're removing boards,
Yeah.
be safe and not kill them by accidentally short-circuiting them.
Screwdriver, no.
No. Screwdriver. Why do you leave this?
But yeah, no. They are basically a third party licensing the hardware, the IMA network, and all that stuff, so they don't have to make their own. And CROSSxBEATS did the same thing.
Yeah, they don't have to make all the security, all the verification,
Actually,
all
probably
the
gonna-
payment systems, credit tracking, at least on the front end.
Yeah. So at any rate, I feel like there is. Oh, that's the. It's got the ribbon cable. That's the worst ones to take out. What a pain. So these are only held in with one screw, if I remember right. The other end is just a clip, so it just slides out. I think it makes it easier if you take this off.
I'm trying to see if I can get in here to get the video of this.
Yeah.
Get around you.
I think I actually just want to take this off. I'm just lazy and I don't like taking too many things apart, you know? But I feel like this one has to be. So we'll get this off.
The power cord bracket, that only takes off the front bracket.
Yeah, that's what I want.
Oh.
There we go. It's because like the way this is positioned, like that's the easiest way to pull this out. And I think I can just actually put that back in. So I gotta disconnect these.
Those two.
So I can pull this out. This is one of our bad ones.
Yep.
I'm actually, just to not lose screws, I'm gonna put these back. This is something that I do a lot when I do any kind of cab work. Is making sure that is done correctly. So, believe me, you don't want to lose screws.
Yeah, we do not want to.
I am going to just put this back in because now that we just take the front off, that's all we really need. So
we do need to get it past that so we can get the.
It slides out. It'll slide out just fine. That's why I was just take the front off is actually a lot easier.
Do the two connectors get past it?
Yep.
Oh.
And honestly, like the thing was like logically, I was like, there has to be some better way to do it than taking this off. And yeah, there is. It's just you take the front off. And that's simple enough. So, okay, I'm gonna put that down. And actually, I'm gonna take a quick little break here in the video, and I'm gonna get all of this rotated out. And when we come back, like I'll kind of show how things have changed on the front. So we'll be back after a short break. All right, we're back. We swapped out the LEDs, so we actually have one more at the end. It looks like they had already moved it to the end. That was bad. So we've got that one right here. And you can see those two are the ones that are bad. I'm gonna get this started. We'll do a quick little gameplay video. I'm not exactly the best player on earth. I've literally played maybe like 8 games ever.
Should I notice? I got one thing to note. So the interesting thing about the offline kit is that it will give you a random, if I count correctly, it gives you
A random navigator as well, or?
I don't remember if it's a random navigator. It gives you between the moon and the alternate form, but it gives you a random icon, a random nameplate, and that's it's a nice touch thing they gave for the offline kit.
So we don't have two caps here. We can't really show matching or anything like that, but let's pick, I don't know, let's pick something familiar.
There were songs removed with the offline kit, which is unfortunate, but it's music licensing.
Yep.
Well,
There's still quite a lot of stuff on here. So.
yeah.
And you can still go play this at round 1. It's still available to the public.
Yep. Still got a whole lot of stuff on here.
You betcha. Who do you want to play?
Way better than Shooter, though, I would say.
This is, of all things, that's still on there.
Yeah, way better than way better.
Well, because that got removed from Soundbolt X, what, immediately or something? There's a couple other games.
That got removed because of a contract.
Gotcha.
And he wanted to, I think, I don't remember the exact details, but it was contract.
This is familiar, let's just play this. But,
準備ができたら決定をしてくれ。設定を変えたいなら今のうちだ。もう一度君の力を見せてくれ。
But, yeah, so I don't know, there's not really that much to talk about other than, you know, maybe like stuff about the custom LEDs, which I'll kind of do a little bit of a follow-up later, but... So you have your regular cap notes, you have your, like the yellow, or like the hold notes. Then you have, like, yeah, green is right, red is, or the yellow is left, reds are forward, blues are back. And those are just basically like slick notes from here.
もっと楽しませてくれ。 Oh yeah, one annoying thing when they deployed the game was US profiles and Japanese profiles were separate. So even if you used the same card and it was a different profile, you actually couldn't use, if you register a US profile, you can't use that same card and register a Japanese profile. Same thing, you couldn't go to Japan and play with your US profile. And that's another thing I thought of.
And also you couldn't go to, I think, Korea or other regions and use the same card because it was, they really restricted the profile.
Yeah. I think those little things, like, that's not going to affect a lot of people, but it's definitely like a big kind of like FU that they and it's been, I don't know, I feel like they just dropped the ball on a lot of that. And some of it might have been licensing, or there might have been something involved with it.
Yeah,
but, like,
but they still hit the songs between versions. They could have kept your scores between different regions. So it just felt like they didn't want to put the technical work into it.
So, like, how many songs did they actually leave in? It looks like, let's see, 125. Maybe around 200, 250 or so. It looks like if you scroll through it. But you can see here, like, stuff like this folder's just straight up. Oh, no, it's there. Never mind. Okay. But, yeah, look, maybe like 200 songs left in the offline event. It's not bad. You know, and with everything unlocked, it's actually pretty good. It's not like, I think it's not like Tunitive where they really stripped down quite a lot of the stuff.
Yeah,
you go here.
Yeah, in the case of the Tunitive offline kit, it wasn't even a real product because they didn't sell it.
And I guess to be fair, there's only 4 songs left in Anime Pop. So, what do we got here? So yeah, I mean, I guess not much. I mean, like, that's Red Alice.
Yeah, they. Nope, I'm not smoking. It's not that they didn't even put. It's not that it's. restricted by version. They only have 4 anime songs. That sucks.
Yeah. So, I mean, to be fair, it's not as complete as we would like it, but
It's still decent.
yeah, still decent. So, yeah, I think that's all we've got on WACCA. When I come back, I'll just do a little blurb on the replacement LEDs. We'll get those replaced later, but yeah, that's about all we've got on the video on the cab itself. So, we'll be back and wrap it up with some repro LEDs. Okay, so we mentioned before that there's slots for language settings and that it's server-based, but
In the
we
offline,
noticed in the offline build, there's a language setting option here, and you can come here and set it. So we set it to USA, and you go back, and just to show how unfortunate this is, it is still in Japanese. Very, very strongly still in Japanese. So yeah, the option is there. The slots are there for the language. Just the translation isn't. So good job. Anyway, I'll be back and we'll look over those LEDs.
there's the randomness. We got a different icon and different nameplate.
Yep. Very cool. That is a neat touch, honestly. You know, lets people still enjoy that part. Like I wish I could get the other navigators would be nice, but it is what it is. Okay, we'll be right back. Alright, and promise, just real quick, here's 2 of the repro LED boards for WACCA. These are the first ones that we made. We did a batch of 100. It took a very long time to get because of chip shortage and production shortages and whatnot, and just kind of want to take a look at them. We're not going to plug them in or take a look or anything like that, but yeah, these had a pretty high fail rate, like over 50%, just having something out on it. And I think it's mainly like a cold solder. It's just very hard for these components to be, soldered correctly. And like we had mentioned before, if one goes out, the whole chain goes out. And this was before they were designed to get around that. So you see here, you've got each of these little LEDs soldered on, and I just wanted to kind of show what we did. If I remember right, we used a different connector type on this that still works, but it's not quite exactly the same, just because even connectors are, we have shortages on that as well. So these are relatively simple, not a lot into it, but yeah, there's a couple different designs out there now, a couple that are better, and we're just waiting on being able to make production runs of them. So that's all we've got for WACCA. I may do a follow-up later if more interesting stuff comes up, but otherwise I think that's all we really had to say about it. So if you enjoyed this video, hope you get out there and enjoy some WACCA while you still can. It's a good game. Hate to see it go, so that's all we got. We'll see you in the next video. Take care.